Mind.
Smash!
I kind of entered a flow state. I've been there before while climbing. You're not thinking ahead. You were just thinking about what is in front of you. Each second. Your craft becomes flow and naturally emanates through you, out into reality. That is flow state. Your pupils dilate with an absolute focus on the moment. That is flow state. You're basically in a moving meditation. Your mind is silent, but it seems to know exactly what to do. You seem to have this absolute trust in what you have to do. And that trust you have in your faculties, in who you are. The hours, the amount of time you put forward to your craft, whether it's Counter-Strike, League of Legends, cooking, karate, boxing, a fight, rock climbing. You enter a state of flow, where the world seems to come to you effortlessly. How do we replicate that? How do we do that on a consistent basis? Because at the end of the day, it's not easy for everyone to enter a state of flow, especially when we have a society that's constantly bombarding us with stimulation, constantly telling us to be afraid of this, be afraid of that, worry about this. If you don't get the best grade, you're fucked for life. Constant fear perpetuated into your brain, keeping you distracted from the moment. Always thinking about the past, always thinking about the future, but never in the present where flow reigns supreme. So that being said, that's the first step right there. When it comes to entering flow, you've gotta be present to the moment. You gotta forget about everything else. You gotta even forget about what you're doing and know you can do it. You just have to believe you're capable. And when you do that, when you just trust who you are, you're not afraid of anything. You have absolute confidence where you are. The same way Mike Tyson gets more and more confident as he comes to the ring, and when he gets in there, he becomes a god. God being his flow. If you can do that, if you can have this supreme confidence in what you can already do, who you already are, and just trust it will all work out. No thoughts of the past or future, just the present. Your techniques, your movements, your understandings, all will emanate from you naturally. And so, that being said, let's go over how we can consistently be in flow more of the time. I'm sure a lot of us, if you're gamers, you experience it on a regular basis. There isn't really a lot to be afraid of when you're sitting in your mom's basement playing Call of Duty or Counter-Strike, right? You're kind of in this safe bubble where you can let what you've trained just come out of you. So that being said, I'm sure a lot of us have experienced flow. If we've played computer games, then, or any kind of game for that matter, we've probably experienced flow. But when it comes to executing out in reality, when it comes to executing our optimum state of mind flow in a karate match, in a taekwondo match, martial art of any kind, mixed martial art of any kind, when it comes to playing that instrument, anxiety can get in the way. Our depression can get in the way. Our thoughts can get in the way. How do we stop that? First, learn to meditate. That's one of the easiest ways I've learned to consistently have flow. Stare at a wall and be content. Just breathe. Focus on the nothingness and just breathe. Don't count how many tiles there are, preferably get a white wall or something like that, and try to eliminate all thoughts. Any and every thought, try to eliminate. And the next step would be to do this in reality. Try to walk down the street without thinking about anything. Just breathe deep. Take walks, breathe deep, and just focus on where you are. Look at the trees, look at the world around you, the environment around you, without judging it, without thinking about anything else, anything at all. And just breathe and let whatever emotion flows through you flow through you naturally. Let whatever you feel flow through you naturally. If you think something is beautiful, like that tree, like for the first time you turn and you say, holy crap, I never noticed this. This is really freaking beautiful. Don't say that. Don't say any of that in your mind. Don't appreciate it with language. Just let it flow naturally. You'll feel it. You'll feel those emotions come through you naturally. If you can take a walk in a meditative state and just look around, that feeling of awe that overwhelms a child when he looks at the world. A child, he's constantly looking at the world with this amazement. It's almost as if this kid is in constant flow. But then over time, we pound that kid with social conditioning, all these other factors that he should focus on, and eventually that natural flow slowly starts to dissipate. The voices take over, and his mind is left in an illusion. It's left detracted from the moment, detracted from his or her flow. And so, if you want to be able to talk to that girl with the wittiest lines you never knew you had, you do that through a sense of flow. You do that when you're just comfortable, you're just confident in who you are. You just love who you are, and you just can engage that moment without having to think about it. You just do it. And it all just comes naturally because you trust yourself. You trust who you are. And it just happens naturally. So, first step, meditation. Master that shit. Learn how to do it really well. And the moment you can do that, even when you work out, practice working out without having to count the reps. Just feel the muscle. Focus on the muscle without thinking about it. Without using language to describe it. Just feel your body. Experience your body. Feel the muscle fibers tearing. You'll be engaging that muscle through your flow. And as you do, you'll get a greater awareness of your body. You'll have a greater understanding of what your threshold truly is, what you're truly capable of, and you won't need numbers to encase how far you can actually go. You just keep going until you feel like dying. And then you won't be limited in any way, and if anything, you'll probably have a better workout. Anyways, that being said, meditation first. Next part is building the confidence. How do we actually have confidence on a regular basis? Most of us, we're kind of neurotic in certain ways. We just don't have the confidence to carry ourselves in a consistent flow. We don't have the confidence to even walk by ourselves out on the street because we're worried someone might judge us for the way we walk. We control how we walk. We control how we think. We hold in our gut by flexing our abs because we're afraid if we don't have a six-pack, no girl will like us even though we're wearing a shirt over top. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a fucking shit, okay? It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter at all. If anything, you're detracting from your ability to have that state of flow, or envelop your mind, envelop your body, envelop your soul. And you're keeping yourself from emanating out into this world naturally, authentically. So that's the next step. You gotta figure out a way to be confident. How do you do that? Focus first on using the words to tell yourself you're amazing. Reassure yourself that you're a pretty cool person, that you are confident, that you should feel entitled to carry yourself in a more confident way, that you don't have to think about everything, especially not right now. None of this shit matters. All that matters is the present moment. All that matters is the now. Nothing else is relevant. Just focus. Just focus on what you have in front of you without thought, without bias. Let your natural awareness take over. Let the who you are, the authentic you, the you don't have to think about, take over. And as you do, the confidence of who you are will make every gesture you make seem effortless. When it comes to learning a new skill, you'll learn it effortlessly. Without even realizing it, you'll find techniques and methods to teach yourself how to do it without even thinking about it. When when it comes to the things that you want to execute out in society, you'll just execute in a way that captivates the world around you. You could be making drinks as a barista. You can pour coffee and look amazing. You can dance and dance and dance. And when before you were so focused on the technique, judging yourself, constantly thinking about how unrefined you are, the moment you let go to your flow, it will all come forward naturally. You will hit your target without even thinking about it. Your fists, your legs, your body will move on its own, and you'll have no idea as to how it's happening. You will have no freaking idea. It'll just happen. That's the power of flow. When a football player is out there playing football, he doesn't know what he's doing. He has no thoughts running through his head. He has no idea what he's fucking doing. He's just doing what he's refined into his body, what the moment calls for naturally, what his conditioning calls for naturally. In the moment, his brain knows exactly what to do, which direction to move best. And the person who thinks gets stifled and gets knocked out. In the MMA ring and in the football field, when you're cooking at home or in the kitchen, at work, when you're playing Call of Duty, the moment you start raging and thinking too much, you get stifled. You tie yourself up. That flow disappears. It ceases to exist. You need an absolute presence to the moment, and you need absolute trust and belief in yourself, absolute confidence in yourself. How do you do that? You exercise it. Most of us aren't born with it naturally. I was not. I was never born with confidence naturally. I had to work hard to get it. I adjusted my posture and I told myself that I am amazing, I am great. And over time, I didn't have to think about these things anymore. They just came naturally. And quite frankly, now when I play computer games, I destroy my friends. When I spar with friends and such like that, and my reflexes are typically better than theirs. And for the most part, my workouts are amazing every single time. When it comes to talking to strangers, I used to have a huge problem with that. I wouldn't be able to hold a conversation. I actually had a speech impediment before, which is kind of shocking to hear me even speak now. You know, I feel like I'm incredibly fluent all of a sudden. Even now, I'm in a flow state, just speaking into a camera through flow. And is your mind being blown right now? Probably. You're probably amazed by the content of this video. I did not think of a single word before this video. I just turned on the camera and said, I want to teach people how to get into a flow state. And that's what I'm doing. I'm teaching you how to get into a flow state by being in flow. Isn't that crazy? They should have that in the sequel to Inception. And you know what? You can do this too. You can walk around through life in a flow state, one that feels effortless. And, you know, I understand you have a heavy association with your thoughts. You know, you have strongly identified to your thoughts and you think they are part of who you are, when in reality, that's not necessarily true. You are not your thoughts. You were never your thoughts. That is an illusion. You are your habits. You are what you refine time and again. So when you turn off your mind, and you just let who you are come out naturally, that is who you truly are. That is being yourself. Thinking about your next move, thinking about what you have to do next, that is not who you are. Letting your next move come out naturally through flow, that is who you are. Learn to meditate. Learn to be more confident in yourself. I have tons of videos on how to be confident. You can look through those as well. You know, that helps me as well if you'd like to do that. I'd appreciate that. And just trust yourself. Trust who you are. Trust the decisions you make in the moment will be the right one. Don't be afraid. Don't second guess yourself. Do not judge yourself. Accept yourself 100% and trust the moves you make will be right. And so, when you start doing what you've refined time and again, it will come out like a symphony, like a conductor orchestrates an orchestra. You won't even know what's happening, to be honest. You'll have no freaking idea, no conscious understanding of what's at play. It'll just happen. You'll get headshots over and over and over again. You'll keep getting pentakills over and over and over again. Your fist will fly towards the person's face without you even realizing it. You'll dodge all those hits without even thinking about it. And you'll make the best damn parfait of your life. Maybe even an omelet. You'll make the most delicious egg fucking omelet of your life. That is what it means to be in flow. That's why you should master it. Master sitting in front of a wall being happy. Without thought, without thinking about it. Then do that taking a walk outside. Learn to do it when you talk to people. Don't think about what you have to say. Just say the first thing that comes out naturally. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Just let it happen. Let it happen naturally, authentically. Just say it. Just say it without thinking. Who cares? Who really cares? Let it flow from you naturally. Let who you are shine through. Let who you are to the core, deep within, that